Always got to read the fine print. Well, I'm going to see this print boldly emblazoned in the sky, I have a feeling, because I'm about to introduce you to one of the most incredible women that I've been lucky enough to meet here in the greater digital diaspora of South Africa. I think regarded as one of the top 30 most influential women in South Africa's digital marketing landscape. Co-founder and Chief Product Officer at Useful and Beautiful, Lynette Hundermark is blazing her own trail with for over 17 years now with experience in tech, digital marketing and mobile solutions. But most importantly, she makes sure to carry her knowledge and expertise over by supporting young women in tech initiatives and mentoring app students at UWC, which is very exciting to me. So I'm really chuffed to be connecting with you again. I obviously saw you at an event that was very much focused on what we can use the digital world and all of these incredible tools to better each other. But you've chosen not just on a kind of macro level, but on the most powerful, potent individual level to use this to impart your skills. Lynette, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so cool to see you again. I'm going to ask you to go back to the very beginning because, let's be honest, and maybe this is a stigma that I need to adjust in my own mind, but tech, apps, the digital space is a very male-dominated space.
It is. It's definitely not traditional female. So going back, although I can't go back too much, seeing we've only got like, what, 5 minutes, 4 now. Yeah, so I've always had a natural aptitude for mathematical subjects and sciences, and this started at school. And obviously, you know, back in my day, and even now as well, you know, female careers, traditionally, you are directed more in the medical or law or teaching fields.
Or the humanities,
The humanities. You know, having this passion for maths, it was noticed by my teacher. And I didn't even consider it because I was groomed, you know, I was being groomed to be a doctor as well. And it was, okay, Lynette, what about a career in tech? And I was like, really? I don't want to be, and I come from the day where, you know, careers, you were either a server guy or you sat there in the corner, just coding. It was IT. You were fixing, you were a repair person. I said, I don't want to do that. And he said, Lynette, for an intelligent person, go and do some research. And of course, you know, I'm from pre-Google days. So I did a bit of research and I said, okay, there's a few fields. I think there were like about 4 or 5. I thought, well, let's explore it. And it was just something that came naturally to me. I found it effortless, absolutely effortless, you know, while other people were struggling with maths and all of that. And so I see my son, you know, grasping with some of the ideas, and I think, are you really my son? Because it was just a subject that...
Our brains sometimes work a little differently.
There was no effort at all, and that's how I got into it. And I studied it at university, went through a variety of fields or disciplines in the tech sector, specifically programming. I spent a bit of time overseas in the UK, and then I got into the app space because I've always been a lover of gadgets as well. And when apps came about, you know, the first smartphone came about, it was like love at first sight. So I basically started in the field back when the first iPhone was released. Wow. So I was in the UK at the time. So I've grown up with the technology, and I just love it. I love the evolution. I love the way that it's just, you can just do such purposeful things with it. I think that's what gets me.
No, ultimately, it's changing the way that we kind of see the world, the way that we engage with the world. It's so important for you, I can feel this kind of on a very base level, to impart this kind of inspiration, this knowledge with young women. You've recently held events in Cape Town and Johannesburg.
Yes.
Not just for young girls, but to inspire that within an entire generation. What was the motivation there, and how did the events go?
Well, it went extremely well. Again, people thought I was crazy because it was just an idea that I had. So towards the end of last year, just after we met, actually, because we were at AfricaCom, I was one of the judges there, and you were a presenter, I think, or the MC. And so just after that, I actually won an award for top female role model in South Africa, which came as a massive surprise, and also was like bittersweet because it also was a week after my mum passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I discovered at that time, so I didn't even attend the award ceremony because it was all, you know, so close, and I didn't expect to win. I didn't even know that I was in the running to win.
It's just such a distant
second,
yeah.
And I discovered, you know, during that time, you know, like when you take a step back, like my mum was such a good role model to so many people. And when I won this award, so many people reached out to me saying, we've been admiring your career, we've been following you, help us, you know, and where can we find other people like you? Which I found really odd because I've been in this field for so many years and I know there's people like me out there. So I thought, you know what, accolades mean nothing if you can't actually do something positive
Action
with
it.
it and action it.
Yeah.
So I partnered with Women in Tech as South Africa, Sam Perry, the founder. I actually gave her my prize because as part of the prize, you got this like 200,000, no, it was 150,000 Rand new web platform build. So I contributed some of my services to that, which is something I'll go into a bit more because I specialize in user experience and design. So I combined both of that, made it a 200,000 Rand prize, and I said, let's make the platform better. Let's encourage more women in there, and let's improve it. So that's how that came about. And then, obviously, being a minority woman in tech, as you can imagine, I get invited to speak at a lot of conferences, and what's disappointing is I haven't seen the numbers change, although there's a lot of initiatives to get women in tech, and I love it. I love being part of that. There's not a lot to actually keep women in tech. You know, at some point, you know, life changes, you become a mum.
Your focus shifts.
Your focus shifts. And what I find is the older you get, you just find the numbers drop. So I thought, okay, we need to do something about that. And I'm also tired of seeing that in the tech field. There's just one woman, and it's usually me or a few others. You know, I knew they existed out there, and the common excuse is we can't find the women in tech. So Sam and I thought, let's do something about this.
Let's create them.
We're going to create this. We're going to have a really great, I mean, the whole idea was a really great digital and tech conference. The only difference was an all-female lineup. So we introduced the world to 30 amazing doers, both here, Cape Town and Joburg, and we said, if you can't find them, go ahead, look, and it was open to all genders, so it wasn't just a female-only conference, it was just an all-female cast.
I love it. I've been able to, obviously, at that, you know, where we met, was able to get a sense of how much you've been able to do for young women, especially in this space, and hopefully this sends a message to companies as well to invest in the young woman, to keep them in that space and to grow them, just like you would anyone else that you're fast-tracking. But you really are a trailblazer, and I have a feeling that you're going to find a few more friends as you go because you're inspiring other people to put their hands up.
Well, that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. And the messaging from the conference, and I mean, this just touches my heart because it's been now 3 weeks since the Joburg one. You know, we didn't expect to run one, let alone two, in two major cities. And everybody has come back to me and they said they found the conference inspirational and educational, which is exactly what we wanted.
You've hit the mark.
Yeah. I think so.
Lynette, I'm so glad that you are having this platform first and foremost, but also providing this platform. Well done.
Thank you so much.
An absolute pleasure and I think an honor to be hosting women that are, let's be honest, crushing male-dominated industries, and hopefully this has inspired you. If you're a young woman, especially in tech, doing amazing things, maybe you've designed an app, you're responsible for something that is changing the lives of others, let us know on our social media platforms so we can shout that message from the rooftops. We'll see you on the other side of a very quick break. Enjoy.